What's up guys, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be talking about my college admission statistics and why they actually shouldn't matter at all. So I'm sure the majority of you guys are here for the stats themselves, but I really hope you guys will stay till the end of the video to kind of get an idea of what I mean when I say you shouldn't care about my college statistics. So with that kind of preamble out of the way, let's get into the stats. So I would say I was a pretty good high school student. I was definitely not the best, but I also wasn't the worst. So I went to a specialized high school. It was a public magnet high school that put a big emphasis on kind of advanced coursework, as well as, you know, extracurricular activities, research, stuff like that. So I took the SAT once, and on my first try, I got a 1540, which I am very grateful for. I did a lot of prep and I took prep classes also, and so that definitely helped me get a great score on my SAT. I also took 2 SAT subject tests. I took SAT Math 2 and I took SAT Chemistry. On Chemistry, I got a 760 out of 800, and on Math Level 2, I got a 740. So overall, for my standardized test scores, I would say I did, pretty well, and I was definitely happy with the scores I got, and I took the tests only once. So I'm definitely glad it kind of worked out that way for me. So I ended up taking a total of 3 APs and 2 IBs. So the 3 APs I took were AP Computer Science A, AP Calculus AB, and AP Statistics. For the IBs, I took IB Language and Literature HL and IB Spanish HL. So I did end up taking a lot of other courses besides these AP and IB courses that I mentioned in this video. Just keep that in mind when watching the rest of this video, that I didn't actually end up taking a lot of AP and IB courses, but with that being said, I did also have other advanced courses that may have also contributed to my college application. For AP scores, I only ended up submitting my AP statistics score, which was a 4. And honestly, I don't even remember my scores for my other classes because my AP stats credit was the only one I was planning on using at U of R to fulfill the introductory stats requirement. I didn't really end up using my IB scores for credit either because none of the classes I'm taking right now or will take in the future could be satisfied by those credits. Now, as for extracurriculars, I was a very involved person in school clubs as well as out of school activities. I tried to get involved in a lot of clubs at school, and I held a couple of leadership positions for a few years. In addition to that, I tried to contribute pretty well to the clubs that I was involved in, as well as the organizations I was involved in. I also did academic research outside of my school, and that was also a big part of my extracurricular activities. Overall, I would say I had a lot of extracurriculars that were pretty notable, and those ended up being a big part of my college application. So finally we get to my GPA and why I titled this video the way I did. As I was graduating my senior year and applying to colleges, I was applying with a cumulative GPA of a 3.55. That may be high, low, or very low depending on who you are watching this video, but that was my GPA and there's not really much I can do about it now. Now, I will say I was not super ecstatic about the way my grades ended up, but it is what it is, and I am where I am today because of them. So now let's get to why I titled this video My College Admission Statistics and Why They Shouldn't Matter. So you guys got a chance to hear my test scores, my GPA, as well as some of the extracurriculars I was involved in. But to be honest, it shouldn't really matter or factor into your college application, because I was definitely by no means an ideal student. My GPA was fairly low by some standards, and my test scores were pretty great, but overall not perfect. In addition, I wouldn't say that my extracurriculars were far beyond those of my peers or somehow much more notable than other people applying to the same schools I was. What I'm trying to say is that my college admission statistics are not the model you guys should be trying to follow. If anything, my college admission statistics should tell you that pretty much anyone can get into a school, and you shouldn't feel discouraged if your stats don't quite match up to the stats of the schools you're applying to. In fact, the average admitted GPA to the University of Rochester is a 3.8, and the average admitted SAT score is a 1480. Now, although my SAT score is a little bit higher than the average admitted SAT score, my GPA is quite lower than the average admitted one. But somehow I ended up getting in anyway. So what this really means is that you should focus less on other people's admission statistics and focus more on how you can put your best foot forward when applying to these schools. If your grades or test scores end up being a little bit less or even a lot less than the average admitted ones for the schools you're planning on applying to, it shouldn't really affect you too much. And it definitely shouldn't discourage you from applying to those schools. Universities admit a wide variety of people with a range of test scores and GPAs. What they really want to see is that you're someone who can substantially contribute to the school and do something impactful with your time there. So you should focus more on improving your essay, highlighting your extracurriculars, and making sure that you do your best to stand out in a really large pool of applicants. Like I said before, my test score and my GPA were not the things that really stood out in my college application. If anything, I would say it was my extracurriculars. The fact that I tried to get involved in a lot of clubs and do something impactful with my time there. I also tried to do a lot of extracurricular activities outside of school, like getting involved in nonprofit organizations and doing things with them. You should take some time and think about the things that make you unique and highlight those in your college application, because in the end, the stats aren't all that matter. It's true that college admissions is a huge lottery and sometimes there are things out of your control, but the best you can do is focus on what makes you special in this huge pool of applicants and emphasize that in your college application. So in short, what I'm basically trying to say is that my SAT scores and GPA may not have been the things that truly got me into college, and they should not be the goals that you set for yourself. Instead, you should focus on getting the best GPA and best test scores you can, and then focus on making your college application unique to you so that you're putting your best foot forward when applying to these schools. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys found this video helpful and a little bit insightful. If you guys were worried about your college admission statistics, just know that there's probably someone out there who did a little bit worse. So with all of that being said, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a like and share it with your friends so that, they might find it helpful. Also, if you like this video, maybe you'll like some of my others. So feel free to check out my channel and subscribe if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it if you could, but you don't have to. So yeah, I guess that's basically it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.